Ah, 'tis the night of spooks and horrors. 'Tis the night of sweets and candies. 'Tis the time for... And right on schedule. Where's the other one? And where's the other one?
Slipping!
Ah, there he is.
Oh, honey, I thought I made it blatantly obvious that I am not a strong climber. Why do you never listen?
Oh no, I listen. It's just when it comes to funny Halloween gags, I just choose not to respond.
The confusion is more organic that way.
Anyways, in the name of Sam's Lollipop, the Court of Halloween Spooks has commenced its yearly ritual. And I don't get to pick the movie again! This is all your fault, Twitter poll!
Yes, dearies, I appreciate your whims.
Yep, I remember the poll, even if it was my idea. But anyways, 'tis your night, Demon Bat Pony. What horrible, evil, scary, nightmare-inducing, not safe for Blissey flick did you pick for us to watch?
Why, it's my favorite LSD dying dream of Halloween from the 90s, dearie. The Halloween tree.
Ooh. It's still not Hocus Pocus, but I will gladly accept this choice of flicks.
Halloween tree? What is this about possessed tree spirits or something?
No.
Is it about a tree that's gonna eat us?
No.
Is it the origin story of the door leading to Halloween Town from Nightmare Before Christmas?
Good guess, but no.
Then what does this Halloween tree do?
Nothing!
Oh, so it's a movie named after a plot device. Woohoo!
Still better than Mr. Boogedy, just saying.
Hey!
Oh, I'm sorry. We seem to have accidentally put on the animated remake of The Langoliers.
Ray Bradbury? Bradbury. Tongue twister.
Ron Bandersnatch.
Yay! Me, Ray Bradbury, the greatest sci-fi writer in history.
Fun fact, that was Autumn Blaze's first hit song.
You won an Emmy Award for the screenplay adaptation of Halloween Tree.
Hi! You may remember me for scoring such classics as The Emperor's New Groove, Hocus Pocus, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. But I also give you permission to weep for me, because I also scored Cats and Dogs, Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and The Hot Chick.
It was a small town by a small river and a small lake in a small northern part of a Midwest state.
So, Blissey's hometown? Totally worth it!
Reap what you sow, bitch!
If anything, I always had to look down where you live, Southerner.
Shutting up.
Oh, come on! Why does he get spared?
Because she knows I like it.
Kinky.
Preparing for the greatest night of the year, better than Easter, better than Christmas, Halloween.
Damn right it is.
Holy Leonard Nimoy?
An astute observation. Fascinating.
Fun fact, this is how I actually discovered Leonard Nimoy. I didn't discover Star Trek until probably 15 years later, so this is what I always associated with him.
Ha, very funny.
Now all I need is a dog to kidnap. Then they'll have to give me the Wicked Witch role in the Winter Musical.
Suck it, Karen, and your little boy Billy, too.
Uh-oh. Oh, Pip's gonna kill me for being late.
Okay, I know from personal experience at dance recitals and a summer camp production of Cats that unitards are not that easy to put on, especially with shoes and other clothes on.
This boy must be a god amongst dancers for that fact alone.
Oi, don't step in my petunias! petunias, you damn kids!
You know, I read somewhere that modern Halloween was created by some woman just so she could prevent children from destroying her property. Like, she'd give them candy as long as they behaved while they were still trespassing.
Yeah, and look how great that counterproductiveness turned out.
Pip is really gonna love it.
Gotta go. Can't keep Pip waiting. Bet I'll even scare Pip.
Wait, where's Pip?
He's never been late for Halloween in a million zillion years.
Wow, they're really fixated on this Pip kid, aren't they? What is he, their friend group's almighty messiah or something?
Dude, he's like the Gary Stu as a bro. Or Sakamoto.
Some say that on the day he was born, all the soda pop bottles in the world fizzed over.
Oh no, the Cuckoo Cola cult has returned! Help us, Rescue Rangers! You missed a spot!
There's his house. Huh?
Impossible.
It can't be.
What?
Nunny.
Where are the jack-o'-lanterns?
That is the greatest sin that you can commit.
Dude, even my soul is crying at this.
Hey, yeah, remember when I said it was a Gary Stu? Never mind.
Oh god, that went from 0 to 100 real fast.
This is Halloween! This is Halloween! Killing kids! Killing kids! Killing kids! Killing kids!
Pip,
Appendicitis?
you can die from that, right?
P.S. Go ahead without me. I'll catch up.
But we can't start Halloween without Pip. It wouldn't be official.
There's a shortcut to the hospital.
I'm sorry, but that is the most wholesome Halloween moment I've ever seen. The guy literally told his friends to go on without him due to his appendicitis, but they decided to go and meet him at the hospital anyway. Bros before candy, apparently, and I love it. Such good friends.
Yeah, really good friends with someone we know literally nothing about. How is he the greatest boy who ever lived again, Mr. Bradbury?
Holy sh!
Yay.
I'm sure glad he could apparently run as fast as a bike.
Are you sure he's not secretly a prepubescent Flash?
It's Pip! Pip!
Hey, I can see right through him. Nah, it's just this funny moonlight.
The important thing is he isn't sick.
But what about the hospital?
Don't you get it? It was a joke all the time. The ambulance, that note on the door.
Yeah, because that's what ambulances are really used for. Halloween pranks. Dumb.
Yay.
Yeah, can't you get arrested for doing something like that?
A fake 911 call? Yes. Using a retired ambulance? No.
And how do you know that ambulance was retired?
Well, it wasn't, because he's
Yay.
dead. Duh.
I mean, if this is a prank, not funny, dude. Someone nearly fell over a ravine trying to meet you at the hospital. Sheesh.
The ravine was filled with varieties of darkness, night, shadows.
Midway through the journey of our life, I found myself within a forest dark. For the straightforward pathway I had become lost.
Whispers and drippings which call, come.
Take a shot?
Why? That wasn't considered a lewd term back then.
I have several examples that prove otherwise, honey. One of them you introduced me to, by the way.
Seriously, babe, I think I need to get a crowbar so I can pry your mind out of that damn gutter.
Technically, you're both right and wrong. We haven't created 4chan's internet culture yet.
Whoa. Now you know I never believe in haunted houses. But that sure looks like one haunted house to me.
Babe, call the realtor. We're moving in.
Honey, you say that to literally every haunted house in media. Pick one and stick with it!
Yeah!
With so many chimneys, the roof seemed a vast cemetery, each flue signifying the burial place of some old forgotten god of fire.
Kick your knees up, step in time!
But it's not fair. He's gonna trick-or-treat ahead of us. Yeah, Pip always gets the most candy.
But that house is haunted.
Darn right. Otherwise, why would Pip lead us to it?
Yes, all safety concerns are negated once candy is involved.
Candy. I gotta say, Pip must be the most amazing person to have ever lived if they somehow unquestionably believe he can pull this off.
Ah, the wonders of childhood.
Hello? We still know nothing about him. Ow!
Let them have this moment, dear.
Yeah.
This
is no time to hold back, Tom. Remember? Ready, set, go!
Yeah, pay no attention to the Death March music playing. We all know that secretly translates to, "Come on down, kids, you'll have a fun time here."
Okay then, I'll do it.
Oh, great. Now you've done it, Jenny.
I told you this is what happens when you don't follow the sacred rule of no girls allowed!
Welcome home, dearies.
Congratulations, House. You've now claimed your 1,000th soul. And with 3 bonus.
Who dares disturb my slumber? Smithers, release the hellhounds.
Not you!
Who are you?
Name's Tom Skelton.
Know why you're wearing bones, boy?
I mean, just look at how dangerously thin you look. You don't need a costume to convince me you're literally nothing but bones.
Oh, I'm wasting my breath. All dressed up for All Hallows Eve, but you don't know why, or what, or even from where.
I knew there was a reason I despise the foul stench of youth.
If you'll excuse me, I'm on quite a tight schedule.
Pip!
What?
Hey bro, you're a ghost.
Whoa, my friend's dead. I'm just so blown away by that, I'm not even gonna bother screaming in terror about it.
I need to lay off the shrooms, man.
What?
Stop! We still have our appointment, you and I.
We will talk about your car's extended warranty, whether you like it or not.
There must be 1,000,000 of them. A pumpkin tree.
No, a Halloween tree.
I want you to remember that name, because I will never say it again!
Pipkin, where are you going?
Oh, I get it. His name is Pipkin, and he's grabbing a pumpkin. Courtesy laugh.
Now stay off of there. Found them!
Come down from there. What are you? Look! That pumpkin! It looks just like Pip.
I have several questions.
You know, I was gonna call Mountshroud out for only shaking his fist at him earlier, but then I forgot he's got some spooky woo-woo shit with the wind going on. Also gotta love the cool soul pumpkins. Glad those 3 didn't break for the sake of their owners, of course.
Oh, look at that! Suddenly I don't want my questions answered.
He's melted!
Where'd he go? Help me! Help me!
I'm terrified. Really?
The Covenant is on reach.
By now, Pip's escaped to the undiscovered country. No telling how long it will take me to find him again.
Wait, if it's an undiscovered country, then how do you know about it?
'Cause he's death. He's death. He really is death.
What do you know about Halloween? 4 meddlers come barging into my house, blundering into my business.
Barging in. You explicitly told them to come in. Kinda don't have a leg to stand on when you accuse someone of breaking and entering, and at the same time, quite literally shove them in via tornado.
Not only a metaphorical leg, but quite possibly a literal one, given how unhealthily skinny everyone's limbs look. I'm sorry, that still bugs me.
Not even knowing why you are
Oi! Bad touch! Bad touch!
Yeah, what was up with that zappy from his fingers when he tapped their bosoms?
Don't worry about it.
Too late!
We might be able to catch Pipkin, grab his pumpkin fire soul, and have a scavenger hunt as well. So you can find out who you are, what you are made of, and retrieve your Pipkin at the same time.
Don't say yes! Don't say yes!
Too late. The contract is sealed.
Now he owns your souls! Praise Satan.
Damn it! Quick, Thespio! We need to call the Warrens!
I'm trying, but I'm on hold with Annabelle right now! Also, are we just going to ignore the fact that he said fire soul concerning the pumpkin Pip has?
Don't worry about it.
This way, skeleton. This road, mummy. This fence, witch.
Is it really that difficult to say this way, everyone? You know, not everything needs to be marginalized.
Oh my gosh.
Why do I feel like we're going to have a second drinking game every time this kid says, oh my gosh? I know I counted more than 5 times he said it in the last 20 minutes. What the actual sweet Celestia am I saying? I can't even begin to describe what is happening anymore with this movie, but I can't even look away. From ambulances to scary houses, pumpkin trees, and now giant flying animal posters building a giant kite from hell. How much more trippy could this get?
It's like this kite is the Halloween version of My Neighbor Totoro.
Fills me with all the spooky tinglies.
It's a beautiful LSD hodgepodge of Halloween.
Let's go fly a kite up to the highest height.
Right, boy. Who else for the tail?
I'm next. Not before me.
I've heard of throwing caution to the wind before, but this is ridiculous.
Huh, that's odd. The weather forecast didn't call for giant flying stingrays today.
Oi, careful! You'll crash into little Nemo on his way to Nightmare Land!
Egypt. But it's brand new. That means we really have gone back in time.
And now we're ripping off Back to the Future.
Only the flying kite in Magic Deathman is way cooler than the DeLorean.
So, how are we going to get back home?
Don't worry about it.
You know, you keep saying that phrase. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Are those real life ghosts?
They prefer being called spirits.
Trying to get into those houses?
True.
And the food on the porches is for them?
Seems so.
Now we are entering the part of the film that is the most frightening for children. Education!
Scream all you want. I'm a slut for history and a whore for education. My college dad says so.
Enter. Sit. You are welcome.
Come, enter, set, I a robot, doot, doot, doot.
Sus.
Oh my gosh. Who's that?
Our great-grandfather. Oh, he's been dead for 67 years.
When did we go from Halloween tree to Egyptian Chainsaw Massacre?
Don't you wish we had a costume like this back home? Dinner for the dead.
Hey, you should count your blessings. At least necrophilia wasn't a thing yet.
Also, how royal or rich is this family? This guy seems to have gotten the full Egyptian burial with implied tomb and everything, and I don't think that treatment was given to just anyone.
Yeah, wasn't that specifically reserved for only the royals or rulers of Egypt at the time? Heck, even their pets got that kind of treatment.
It was more for them or simply if you could afford it, and most couldn't, so you tended to get buried in the desert.
You know, the more and more we use this gag, the more I keep thinking this is going to turn into a third drinking game.
Huh? Wait a minute. You could fly this whole time? Then what was the point of the giant kite?
Did I not just mention how non-muscular we all look? And I'm old, so I'm even worse.
Why do I get the feeling that this is not going to be the only inconsistency we see throughout this movie?
I mean, he could just do it all the time, but this is cooler.
Pip didn't go in there, did he?
Emotep, what did we tell you about talking with your mouth full?
Sus.
Ow! My entire skeletal structure!
No, please! I don't want to walk like an Egyptian! Or, in this case, be jankily dragged away. Yeah, that looked really weird.
Day is killed by night, summer by winter. Osiris the sun god destroyed by his brother darkness.
Summer, winter, day, night, moon, luna, celestia, abidi, bihabidi, boo, wabidi?
No. He was killed by Set, the god of disorder and chaos. If you're going to be educational, at least be correct about it.
The idea of the sun god dying and being reborn by morning was a very common thought during Osiris' time of worship, and also came from farmers and agriculture cults that worship the sun. The foundation of many Western beliefs today can be traced back to this.
You're a mummy, boy, because that is how Egyptians dressed up their dead for eternity. Spun around in a cocoon of threads, they hoped to come forth like fresh butterflies in some far, deer-loving underworld.
Now that is true. Egyptians were some of the first people to believe there was in fact life after death.
Yeah, but I think that's more drowned out by the fact that they remove the brain via hook through the nose.
A belief in the afterlife was just the tip of the iceberg. They were almost obsessed with death in many ways. Especially since the pyramids, which are probably the most enduring creation of humanity so far, something that nothing else comes close to, was all just a tomb to bury royalty. It's literally written on the walls how to navigate the afterlife, too.
Wow. I'm learning new things, and I'm not bored or annoyed. Well done so far, movie.
Don't play this game, kids. It's bad for your health.
Pipkin?
Is that you?
Yeah, it's me. I'm gonna get you out of here.
I'm fading.
No, you can't leave now. What about all of our plans? You said someday you'd teach me how to bat left-handed, and you're the only friend who's never made fun of my wearing glasses.
Again, really singing high praises about this kid that we've never met until after he died. Or rather, on the path to death. I'm sorry, I know I'm harping on this, but why are they telling us how great he is rather than showing how great he is so we can actually give a shit about what he's going through?
Still, he's really slipping away? Like, he really is dying? Holy cow, this isn't a race to learn about Halloween. This is a rescue mission. Someone's life is on the line here. Sheesh, I keep forgetting how much the late 80s and early 90s kid books got away with certain topics.
What I like about these scenes is that Pip's story is technically a backdrop to teach you some history in a vague sense. So our window into their relationship to him is more or less like a funeral wake inside of a dying dream. Spoon!
You and I have an appointment to keep. You must keep it.
Do you know how long I've been trying to contact you regarding your student loan payments? This will be the last time I'll reach out to you.
No, it won't! I never applied for student loans in the first place! So stop saying it's the last time when we all know that it never will be!
Hurry, but don't fall!
Oh my gosh.
How many times are you going to say that frickin' line? I am already tired of it, and we're not even halfway through the film!
I'm already envisioning several empty bottles by the time we're done.
Hurry then! 4 corners, kids! Grab on!
Wait. He could have let the kids grab his cape this whole time? Wow, way to add even more pointlessness to that kite mound shroud.
I mean, you're not wrong, but the different methods of travel are cooler. Any movie that already starts out with an acid trip beast kite of animated pictures has excused that for me.
What's next? Broomsticks?
I mean, we do have a witch in the group, so...
Down in the crowd. Is that him below?
No, he's there above!
Soar like a comet, crash like a comet.
It's the Dark Ages, and this is the longest, darkest night in all dark time.
Ooh! I know where that is!
Yes, pussy.
Sadly, the European population was facing a lot of scary and uncertain times, especially with the well-known Black Plague running rampant. Life expectancies during these times were so low, it was a blessing to make it to the age of 60. Just making it to childhood age was an accomplishment in itself. Heck, Here's some nightmare fuel for you, Halloween goers. Just getting a simple cut on your finger could be life-threatening during these times.
No! No more! Stop it!
Animals, dogs, wild boars, or worst of all, cats.
But the one thing I'm not is a scaredy cat.
The one thing he's not is a scaredy cat. No, I'll get him. Come here, Pip.
Ah! You're wearing a 2-bit Hocus Pocus cosplay! That's one of my triggers, and I'm not going back, you hear me?
Tom, I think this is the last year I'm ever gonna go trick-or-treating with you guys.
Oh, come on, saying that is just sacrilege. You don't want to bring Sam down upon us, do you?
And they're making brooms, but not ordinary brooms.
Touch them. Feel them.
Take a shot.
Ride him, Jenny!
Phrasing!
Need we remind you she's a minor?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I will have my catchphrase t-shirt!
I will end his existence!
Given how sloppily he's flying, he might do it himself.
Jenny, listen to me.
No, I want to be back on the ground. Just put me back on the ground.
Okay, why can Tom write it better than everyone else can?
Hey, phrasing!
Then there really were witches?
Well, yes and no.
Could they fly broomsticks?
Not really.
But they could talk to the dead, right?
Nope.
Make hairy warts grow on people?
Sorry, no.
Make people jump by sticking pins in dolls?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, heck, then what could they do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing whatever?
Nothing whatever!
That's very important!
Let me explain. Hi, I'm Mound Shroud, and this is Mound Shroud Ruins Everything.
Wits, knack, information. In the Dark Ages, anyone with half a brain, any knowledge, had his wits about him, yes? So, anyone too smart was called...
A witch!
Exactly! And the really smart ones with the wits, called it... magic.
So, what do we call the ones that are too dumb?
Anti-vaxxers.
You look stupid and naive, and stupid and naive is not a threat.
In every town, in every tiny village, the old religions hid out. And all the little lollygagging cults, all flavors and types, scrambled to survive.
Hey man, which lives matter?
What are you asking me for? I'm asking you!
In the end, all Europe was a cloud of witches' smoke. Anyone want to be a witch?
Already there!
Can't ghosts fly?
Don't fall, Pip! What if I ever need you to talk me down out of an apple tree again, huh? Tighter, Pip! If I ever lost you.
Ugh. Show! Don't tell! You guys keep saying that he's done all these great things for you, but we never have the time to see that or even get to know Pip. It's like you're expecting us to think he's great just because.
Ah, I see. Organized religion.
Shots fired! Shots fired! No, they're not. Follow me if you can. Ready, set?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I'm a ghost and I can fly. Huh, silly me.
I'm not even bothering with the inconsistency counter. I quit.
Traveling through hyperspace ain't like dusting crops, boy.
Well, how can that be when we're riding literal dusters?
Where is he, Mr. Mount Shroud?
Where, you may ask. Why? Hiding out.
Protecting his pumpkin soul.
How observant of you, skeleton.
Okay. I mean, I figured, but now that you kids finally caught on, why are you still helping him? This guy is clearly the reason why Pip is fleeing for his life, or soul in this case, and yet you guys are still trying to help capture him!
What's bigger and stronger than demons and witches? A place so big it holds back the night and nightmares. What's bigger than devils and ghosts?
God?
Dad Booty?
Joe?
Joe?
Joe Mama.
Cathedrals?
All 4 are acceptable answers.
Sanctuary! Sanctuary! Sanctuary!
Hooray! He said the thing?
Like fire! Hellfire!
Something wrong, Mr. Mound Shroud?
Yeah, you flew half the night to catch Pip. So how come you're not going up to get him now?
Look, I've made no sort of effort to hide the fact I'm a vampire, okay? Churches are practically mausoleums to me.
A vampire? I figured he just wasn't welcome near a church because he's, well, not a child of God?
I just figured he was deaf.
That sounds cooler.
So why not finish building the cathedral with your feet? What?
Sorry, Wally.
Okay, not only am I never trick-or-treating with you guys again, but I'm off acid forever. Those drug PSAs were right. Don't do drugs, kids.
Build! Rome wasn't built in a day, my...
Yay! No, this can't be Notre Dame.
Why not?
Can't you see what's missing?
Annoying comedic relief that had no right or purpose to exist?
Gargoyles!
There is literally no difference between those two things.
Ever wonder why we like dressing up as monsters, beasts, and ornery critters? Monsters remind us of all the dark nights and old fears and nightmares.
I thought monsters were added on top of absurd abilities like cathedrals to scare away evil. You know, make them scarier than the actual demons and devils.
They were also meant to scare you straight and narrow, so to speak.
Phrasing!
And they would use the older nightmare imagery of the day to tap into this better. You know, all the more to spook the demons, too.
Stop teaching me so much!
All the old beasts, all the old tales and unused demons put by, reared at the whistle, and in spectral dust devils of propulsion arrived.
Night on Bald Mountain, eat your heart out.
Get me out of here! I'm scared!
Damn it, Magus! Stop turning the wrong beings into stone by night!
So, it's up to me. Tom, right! Ralph, left!
Yeah, have the 2 skinny ones hoist the fat kid while standing on a precarious ledge. Logic!
Remember that time? Those fireworks I stored in my bedroom? The ones that started that fire. Sure smoked up your house. And you took the blame for me.
We're not gonna show you! We're not gonna show you!
Well, we've arrived, children. Our final destination.
I don't care if I'm too corny to be Tony Todd. You're all next on Death's list.
Mexico!
I'm on fire!
El Dia de los Muertos.
The Day of the Dead.
Feliz Navidad! Ow!
No! Bad, Bussy. Bad!
Aeon, she hit me!
I'm not going to do anything about it because he won't learn otherwise.
Look at little funerals for sale.
Oh yeah, because that doll set would be a great gift for your kids.
My little funeral, my little funeral.
Hey, look at the candy heads.
Tell me your name, I give you your skull. Hold the dark holiday in your palms. Bite it, swallow it, and...
Take a shot.
A shot? Move to Ireland.
Huh. So, Coco did get it right.
Yep.
Down in that hole?
Down in the catacombs. He's waiting. Simon says, bring him up.
Obvious stranger danger joke is obvious.
We're alive!
What do we do? I don't know.
Tell me,
Do you think this would make a great premise for a Scooby-Doo movie? We are a Hanna-Barbera production, after all.
Because maybe if we face death eyeball to eyeball, it loses its power over us? It can't scare us.
Excellent, Tom.
That's actually a pretty deep topic, even if it's not touched on for too long. Some people, including myself, do fear for mortality, and the idea of death coming for all of us can be a scary notion. But accepting it as a part of life and coming to terms with it really does help to face your fear of it. You're not alone facing the fact, and you can take comfort in knowing that it's there for all of us in the end, and that there's no point in fearing it, but respecting it for sure.
Indeed, after a close brush with death myself, I find it less horrifying and somewhat beautiful.
Oh, Pip, don't die.
You're really asking a ghost not to die? Isn't that like telling a tragic burn victim to not go play in a burning building?
I once wished for something to happen to you so I could be leader for a change. But I never thought something like appendicitis.
When? When was that ever established? There was no indication that he was ever jealous of Pip throughout this entire movie! Why do they keep pulling unexplained plot points like this out of their—
Yay! Don't worry about it.
Will you stop saying that? That literally makes me do the exact opposite!
And I know just where I'm going to hang this.
That's not fair! You cheated! You said if we came with you and solved the mysteries of Halloween, we could save Pipkin.
Children, it's business.
Would you rather I be as big of a d*** as the Page Master?
Who?
No idea, but I have a feeling his story will be rather boring.
Well, what if I gave you something of value? Say, a year of my life.
You'd do that for him?
Friendship is magic!
Yeah, we get it. Shut up.
Yay. Can I?
For real though, that is really sweet.
Here then. Chew and swallow, swallow and chew.
Okay, now they're not even trying to hide the stranger danger comparisons. He's literally giving them candy in exchange for their lives. How did nobody see this back in 1993?
It's okay, Midnight. No one is a stranger to death.
We're both beings of hell. Yet you still manage to scare me sometimes, Aeon. Do it again.
Hi, guys. Pipkin! You are alive! Hooray! They took my appendix out, and for a while, they thought I was a goner.
Well, imagine that. They let someone who just got their appendix removed go home almost immediately afterwards.
Yay!
Recovery rooms.
Then a great wondrous happy tiredness gathered in their eyelids and arms and feet.
Yeah, I can only imagine the harsh words their parents are going to give them after they've been gone all night!
It's not our fault, Mom. This creepy old guy took us away and offered to give us candy.
You what? Yeah, it's not like we offered a year of our lives or anything important in exchange.
It is too late, Mother. The contract is sealed.
So, I gotta be honest, the movie didn't grab me immediately at first. I mean, it was cute and had a decent animation for an early 90s flick, but I didn't see much going for it, but holy cow, it did a complete 180 on the story later on. Lives at risk, demon kites, flying capes, witches' brooms, gargoyles, zombies, all that are slapping me in the face left and right. Yet, surprisingly, I did expect to learn so much from the film as well. Granted, there were a few things that were left out in the lessons, but it was enough to keep me engaged, and considering this movie was targeted at kids, and it was spoken in such a way that was easy to follow and understand, I got to say I was very impressed with how the writing for the script was made. The movie was teaching a lesson about the different perspectives of Hallows Eve and how it was interpreted not just by different times of the past, but also different cultures. Egypt, Europe, France, and Mexico, all rolled into a slightly predictable but also creative pattern. I did didn't know what place was going to be explored next for each character, but the lessons were more than enough to keep me engaged. Not to mention, I was dying to see how it would end with Pip having his life spared from mound shroud by his loyal friends. And while I wasn't a big fan of not knowing who Pip was, what mattered was that his friends cared about him enough that they were willing to risk themselves to save him. Super heartwarming and relatable. I will say it's not a perfect Halloween flick by any means, as there were some things that got repetitive, such as the constant times Wally said, "Oh my gosh!" and out of nowhere left field shocks that didn't make sense till the very end. There were also times where the animation felt choppy or slow at times, but this tends to happen with traditional style anyway, so I don't want to fault it too much for that. But overall, this is a fun movie to watch with the kiddies, though it may be a little dark at some topics, but it certainly got me talking with my friends about the lessons. I'd recommend it on that front at the very least.
I'm not gonna lie, this movie is pretty bonkers. The pacing is scattered, the voice acting sounds stilted, the story leaves a crap ton of questions unanswered, and it feels like a lot of important explanations about the kids' relationships with each other were cut out for no reason. Aside from Leonard Nimoy as Mound Shroud, the characters were honestly not that engaging, making it really hard for me to care about them. I also never read the book that this movie is based on, so I have no idea how closely it stuck to the original source material. Hell, I wasn't even made aware of its existence up until now. So judging this as a standalone film, it does have a lot of problems, and like Bliss said, it gets really repetitive. But its educational value was surprisingly subtle, yet still very interesting. I'll admit it does feel nice to have an animated TV movie that doesn't feel like one of those lazy and preachy after-school specials. And the animation is pretty good too, especially for a Hanna-Barbera production. So while it's not a Halloween staple by any means, for what the Halloween tree offered, it's problematic, but overall, it's harmless.
It's been a long time since I've seen this movie, so it was almost like seeing it for the first time. And it's pretty well done. There were some scenes where the animation just took my breath away, like the kite beast or the Stonehenge shadows. It was really engaging watching these monstrous figures come to life. And let's not forget the music. It's so whimsical and magical, and I could really feel myself being transported into this world. It's amazing. Granted, we got the composer from Hocus Pocus, so how can you go wrong? But I will admit there were a few problems. Because this was a made-for-TV movie, the pacing of the story had to be fast. And I feel like they should have elaborated more in certain areas, but they couldn't due to time constraints. And the characters, aside from Mound Shroud, were pretty bland. Honestly, it's one of my pet peeves in animated movies where children are written like how adults think children should act. Plus the 90s trope of giving Wally the catchphrase of, "Oh my gosh," that was repeated over and over got really old really fast. Other than that, this is a really good film that your kids can enjoy during the spooky season and learn something at the same time. The story is entertaining, the music is magical, and a lot of the animation was pretty well done. I'd give this a solid 3 black hearts out of 5.
When it comes to me, I'm more of a take it at face value guy when it comes to this movie. I don't really care much for the logical consistencies or whether or not it flows together in a logical manner. I personally just like all the creative ideas that are in it. It's literally a way to sort of introduce you vaguely to some sense of Halloween's history, but through this creative idea of exploring effectively a kid's dying dream, and then you get to experience his funeral wake and figure out more about him through that. I think that's really creative, and I think that's really cool. So as an experience, I found that to be very, very fun. And so I can still walk away, even older, quite enjoying this movie. Me being biased because it's both from my past and about Halloween aside.
Well, I guess that's another wrap for this Halloween. At least till next year.
For you, maybe.
Wait, where are you two going?
We are preparing for Halloween.
That is literally what today is.
Yes, but it's only the first Halloween.
What about Summerween?
And Witch's Night.
Oh, actually, honey, before you go and run off with another stallion...
Why?
Platonically!
Oh.
I hope you don't mind, but I want to give you a little something. Okay, I know it was technically a few days ago, and I'm sorry it's late, but I had to wait for things to fall into place, and
Huh?
I'll be right back.
WTF, dear?
Happy anniversary, Mitty!
Oh my gosh! It's so cute! Look at the little beady eyes! I shall call him Gregory! Come on, little Gregory. Let's put you in the kitchen.